Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. And we got the Orioles taking on the Yankees in the final game of this two-game series. It's now June 1st, 1978. And leading off for the visiting Baltimore Orioles, playing center field, Larry Harlow. Batting second, playing second, Billy Smith. Batting third, playing first, Eddie Murray. Batting fourth, playing right field, Ken Singleton. Batting fifth, playing left field, Pat Kelly. Batting sixth, doing the DH, Lee May. Batting seventh, playing third base, Doug DeCinces. Batting eighth, doing the catching, Rick Dempsey. Batting ninth, playing shortstop, Mark Belanger. And on the mound is no other than Jim Palmer. We got the battle of the Jim. Which Jim's going to win? We got leading off for the Yankees, playing center field, Mickey Rivers. Batting second, playing second, Willie Randolph. Batting third, playing third, Greg Nettles. Batting fourth, playing first base, Chris Chambliss. Batting fifth, playing left field, Lou Piniella. Batting sixth, doing the DH is Jim Spencer. Batting seventh and doing the catching, Cliff Johnson. Batting eighth, playing right field, Paul Blair. And batting ninth, playing shortstops, Bucky Denton. Like I say, the battle of the Jim. And doing the pitching is Jim Beattie for the Yankees. Get down here to Yankee Stadium and get this game started. And leading off for the Orioles, Larry Harlow, batting .246, 2 homers, and 6 RBIs, going up against Jim Beattie. This is Beattie's 7th start of the year. He's 4-1 with a 2.23 ERA. Here's the pitch to Larry. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out for out number 1 here today. Next up is Mr. Billy Smith, batting .363. He's got 4 homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Nettles. He fires over to first for out number 2. And up now is Eddie Murray. And Eddie is batting .264, 6 homers and 19 RBIs. And that's going to be 8 against an 8. It's going to be a single in the left center field. That's going to be a base hit for Murray. He's standing down at first now with 2 outs for Ken Singleton. And Singleton is batting .335 on the year with 6 homers and 17 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Randolph. He'll fire over the first, and that's a third out. Orioles nothing. Yankees coming to bat as Orioles strand 1. And you can see the team comparisons. Baltimore's 18-30 with a .243 batting average, a .311 on base percentage, slugging .382 with a .693 OPS. Yankees are 34-12 batting .281. On base percentage of .339, a slugging of .409, and an OPS of .747. You got Mickey Rivers to lead it off here for the Yanks, batting .246, 2 homers and 18 RBIs. And on the mound for the Orioles is Jim Palmer. This is his 12th start. He's 4-7 with a 2.94 ERA. And here's the pitch to Mets. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Rivers is aboard here with a leadoff single. See if the Yankees can get on the scoreboard first here against Palmer. Willie's batting .276 with a homer and 17 RBIs. And that's going to be against a righty. 23 and a 10. 23 and 11. And that is going to be a single in the right field. And let's see here what's going to happen here. Singleton's got a damn good arm out there. Let's see what's going to happen as Aaron Reed joins us here. Single in the right field. That's going to be a 40 minus the 34 plus the 19. 25. Nobody out there. He's going to stop at second. He's going to hold up at second. So that's going to be a single in the right field with nobody out. No reason to get thrown out at third. And you got the big boys coming up now. And you got first and second, nobody out. And Greg Nettles at the plate, batting .303, 11 homers and 33 RBIs. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. And that'll be out number 1. So now Chris Chambliss is at the plate. Orioles looking for a ground ball to try to get out of this mess. Chambliss is batting .260 with 2 homers and 27 RBIs. And they're not going to get the ground ball against the righty. It's going to be a 15. And that's going to be a single in the left field. And with Rivers' speed, he's going to make it down the. He's going to make it home easily. Let's see if Willie, with his speed, if he can make it down the third. I doubt it. With 1 out. Kelly doesn't have much of an arm now. But again, Willie's going to stay put there. With 1 out, his speed, a single will score him. So that's going to be an RBI single. And still first and second. And the Yankees get on the board. And it's 1-0 against Palmer here. Now you got Lou Piniella up. Batting .343 with 2 homers and 20 RBIs. And that's going to be a team. Let's see what the team is. Fielding column 2. Load line drive in the center field. And that's going to be a double play. Ain't that something? He's going to catch the ball, and he's going to double up Randolph at second. So that's going to be a line drive in the center field, double play, and runner out at second. So Lou hits into the line drive double play, and that ends the inning. The Yankees score 1. Palmer gets out of the mess with not having given up a crooked number. Nice play out there by Hardlow. And now you got Pat Kelly leading it off here in the top of the second, followed by May and DeSensei. Kelly's batting .162 on the year. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Kelly walks on down the first. Tyne run down first. Go ahead and run at the plate here. See if that double play cost the Yankees big time here. Here is Lee May batting .258, 10 homers, 23 RBIs. Let's see if the Yankees can get a ground ball double play. Let's see here if Kelly's going to take off for second here. That is the question. It'll be a 21. That'll be a 43. He's going to give May a chance to hit here. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lou. That'll be out number 1. Now you got the Sensei up. And I think Kelly is going to try to take off and steal with 1 out here. Again, that'll be a 21. So it'll be a 43 or lower. He's safe at second. And Johnson throws him out. Nice job by Cliff. Cliff throws him out. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on. And the Sensei's at the plate. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that'll end the inning. Still 1-0 New York as we go to the bottom of the second. Got Spencer, Johnson, and Blair due up here. And Spencer's batting .281 with 6 homers and 12 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Singleton's got it for out number 1. And here comes Johnson, who just threw out. Kelly trying to steal. Johnson's batting a .188 with 3 homers and 7 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Palmer. He fires it over to Murray for out number 2. And Blair's up now. And Paul's batting a .179 with no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. That's going to be a fly ball out to Harlow in center field. And the Yankees go down 1-2-3 to the top of the third we go. Bottom part of the order due up here for the Orioles. DeCempsey, Belanger, and back to Harlow. DeCempsey's batting .276. He's got a homer and 12 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, Rick does. See where this ball ends up at. And that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this one going to travel, folks, is the question. And that ball is out of here. Doug DeCempsey ties this game up with a home run to left field. And it is 1 apiece. Nobody out here. And Mark Belanger's up, batting a .180 and no homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. And all of a sudden, Beattie's having a struggle here in the third. Walking Belanger. Not always a smart move there. And Larry's up. Larry struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up. 21 and a 7. That's going to be fielding column 1. And that's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. And Johnson takes the mask off, makes the catch for out number 1. And now Smith's up. And Smith is 0 for 1, grounded out the third, as Doug Hunt joins us here. And that's going to be a 13 and an 8. That's going to be a ground ball down the third. See if they can go around the horn for the double play here. And that's going to be, we'll get the lead runner. We'll get Belanger out at second, but they're unable to turn 2. So now there's 2 outs for Eddie Murray up now. And a runner down in first is Smith. Murray's 1 for 1. He's singled back in the first. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jim strikes him out. That ends the inning, but the home run by DeCempsey makes this a 1-1 game. We go to the bottom of the third. We got Dent. Then we're back to the top with Rivers and Randolph. Bucky's batting .281. He's got a homer and 18 RBIs. That's a ground ball down to his counterpart Belanger at short. Over to first for out number 1. And Rivers is up now. And Mick's 1 for 1. He singled and came around to score. The Yankees run back in the first. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Harlow. 2 up and 2 down. So it's up to Willie to get something going. And Randolph, he's 1 for 1. He singled back in the first also. And that's going to be a ground ball down to DeCempsey. Yankees go down in order. To the top of the fourth we go. You've got Singleton, followed by Kelly and May. And Ken's 0 for 1. He grounded out for second. That's going to be another base on balls. That is the third walk of the game by Jim Beattie. That is. Battle of the gym. And now you got a runner down at first for Pat Kelly. And Kelly walked his first time out. Got thrown out stealing. And that's going to be popped up down the third. Nettles makes the catch out in shallow left field for out number 1. And Lee May comes up to the plate now. May flew out to Pinella's first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 21 and a 1. That'll be fielding column 2. And they'll get the runner down at second as Beattie spins, fires down the dent. So the 1-6 put out. Now May's down at first, and Doug DeSensei's at the plate. Doug struck out his first time up, and that's going to be a base hit, I believe. 11. Yep, that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And let's see here, 6:54. Blair does have a cannon out there. May doesn't have much speed. Doubt if he makes the last out at third here. Let's see here. That'll be a 54 minus the 35. Who's up next? Dempsey. So he's going to stop at second. So it's going to be a single in the right field. May's going to stop at second. And that'll bring up Rick Dempsey, who homered his last time up. Now you got first and second, 2 outs in a tie ball game. The go-ahead runs down at second. Dempsey with that solo homer in the third. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Blair near the track. Makes the catch for out number 3. The Orioles 3-2. We get to the bottom of the 4th. And yeah, Earl Weaver was managing back in, correct. And you got Nettles due up, followed by Chambliss and Piniella. Nettles, he popped up the shortest first time up. And that ball is ripped down the first baseline. Nettles turns on that. That's a double to start this inning off. So a runner down in scoring position for Chambliss now. Yankees trying to break this tie ball game. Chambliss had an RBI single back in the first. Nettles down at second. And that's going to be against the righty at 19. And that is going to be a ground ball back down to first. And a runner will get down to third. Murray's up with it, tosses it over to Palmer covering. And that'll be out number 1. And the Orioles are going to play back with a 2-1, 1-1 game. Let it be 2-1. As you can see, the team comparisons, the Orioles are batting .243, a .311 on base percentage, a .382 slugging, and a .693 OPS. Yankees .281 batting average, .339 on base, slugging .406 and .747. Sports Legend Sports Universe joins us here. Lou hit into that line drive double play to center field his last time up. See if he can drive in a run. Defense is back. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Matter of fact, that's going to be popped up down the second. 21 and the 7. And that's Smith's going to double him off at third. Lou Piniella is lined into 2 double plays, folks. Ain't that awful? Another double play ends the inning. And Jim gets out of that with nobody scoring. Lou Piniella hitting into some bad luck here today. Hitting the ball hard and his teammates wandering off the base. So we go to the top of the fifth. You got Belanger, then back to the top of the order in Harlow and Smith. Belanger walked his first time up, and that's going to be against the righty, 13, and that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Rivers makes the catch for out number 1. Back to the top of the order in Harlow, and he's 0 for 2. He struck out and popped up, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Randolph for out number 2. As Carlos joins us here today. And now you got Smith up, 2 outs and nobody on, and you see the Orioles' upcoming schedule. They leave New York and travel out west to play the Mariners. Then after a 3-game series in Seattle, they'll head on down the coast to California. Smith is grounded out twice, and that's going to be a base on balls. That's Jim's 4th walk of the game. Now you got Smith down at first to go ahead run, and Eddie Murray at the plate. He singled and struck out in this game, and that's another strikeout. Beattie's 4th strikeout of the game. 2 of them have been Murray. And that ends the top of the 5th. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Spencer, Johnson, and Blair due up here against Palmer. Spencer flew out to Singleton his first time up. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Kiss it goodbye. Jim Spencer puts the Yankees in the lead with a home run to second deck in right field. And it is 2-1 New York. That brings up old Heathcliff, Cliff Johnson. He grounded out to Palmer's first time up. And that's going to be a rare play, a 26 on a 36. That's going to be strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be against the righty. That's a 9. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Harlow for out number 1. So Jim gives up another deep fly ball, but that's out in deep center field. Enough room out there for Harlow. So they're hitting him pretty good here. Remember, the last out in the 4th was that line drive to Smith. Now Blair's up. He flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Palmer strikes him out. So after giving up the homer, Palmer's gotten 2 outs now. And it's Bucky Dent up now. And Bucky grounded out to short his first time up. And Bucky gets a hold of this one. Let's see where this one ends up at Yankee Stadium. And that's going to split the gap out in right field. And Bucky's got himself a 2-out double. So Dent's down at second for Mickey Rivers here. Yankees up 2-1. Looking for some insurance here. Mick's 1 for 2 against Jim. Singled and came around to score in the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Smith. He fires over to Murray, and that ends the inning. But the home run by Jim Spencer makes it 2-1 as we go to the top of the 6th. We got Singleton, Kelly, and Maydew up here. Ken's 0 for 1. He did walk back in the 4th. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Blair gets to it, takes it on the hop, holds him to a single. And now Kelly's up. And Kelly is 0 for 1. He walked and got caught stealing in the 2nd. Here's the pitch to Kelly. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Beattie's 5th strikeout of the game. Lee May up now. A ground ball could get the Yankees out of this. May has flown out and grounded into a force play. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And let's see if they can turn 2 here. Excuse me. Nope, the only play is going to be, nope, he's going to swing and miss. So Beattie gets his 6th strikeout of the game. Damn. Jim cruising now. 2 outs, and Doug DeSensei's up. He singled back in the fourth and struck out in the second. And that's going to be another base on balls. Now we got first and second. 2 outs for Rick Dempsey, who's homered in this game. He's 1 for 2. Solo homer back in the third. Flew out the right his other time up. And that's going to be a fly ball. This time out the Lewin left. Orioles strand 2. And to the bottom of the sixth we go in a 2-1 ball game. We got Randolph, Nettles, and Chambliss due up here against Palmer. And Willie's 1 for 2, single back in the first. And Willie gets a hold of this, and Jim's getting lit up here. All of a sudden, hitting the ball hard off of him. And that's going to be a double in the right field off the wall. And Willie's standing down at second with a leadoff double. And up to the plate now comes the big boys. Nettles, Chambliss, and Piniella due up now. And Greg's 1 for 2. He had a double back in the fourth. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. DeSensei out in the shallow right field makes the catch for out number 1. And now Chris Chambliss at the plate with a runner in scoring position. He had an RBI single back in the first. And that's going to be against the righty at 19. The runner down at second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. And the runner will get down the third. Murray gets it, tosses it over to Palmer. Now there's 2 outs, and Willie's down at third for Lou Piniella. Can Lou deliver here? Give the Yankees a little insurance. He has hit into 2 line drive double plays, folks. He's hit the ball hard off of Palmer, but nothing to show for it. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Harlow. That'll end the inning. The leadoff double goes nowhere. Randolph stranded. To the top of the 7th we go. You got Belanger due up. And I think this will probably be Beattie's last batter. They'll let him pitch to Belanger. And they got Sparky Lau, the lefty, warming up down in the bullpen to come in this game and pitch the 7th and 8th here with all these lefties and switch hitters coming up. Belanger's 0 for 1. He's walked and flew out to center. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Belanger out for the first time today. And that's Beattie's 7th strikeout. Now Harlow's up. And that is going to be it for Beattie. Beattie's coming out of the game. Pitched a nice 6 1/3 innings. 4 hits, 1 run. Yankees are going to go to Sparky Lau here with the lefties and switch hitters coming up. This is Sparky's 14th appearance. He's 1 2 with 3 saves, a 3.86 ERA. Harlow's 0 for 3. He struck out, popped up, and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Sparky. He fires down the first for out number 2. And now you got Billy Smith up. And Billy's 0 for 2. He walked back in the 5th. And that's going to be against the lefty. That's going to be a base hit, an infield hit. So Billy gets aboard here with 2 outs. And Eddie Murray comes to the plate now. Tying run down at first to go ahead and run at the plate. Murray singled and struck out twice. And that's going to be popped up down the short. Bucky in the grass. And left field makes the catch. And the Orioles strand 1 To the seventh inning stretch we go, a 2-1 ball game. And Palmer's still out there. He's got Spencer, Johnson, and Blair. Spencer hit the solo homer off of him in the fifth to give the Yankees the 2-1 lead. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Belanger. He fires over to Murray for out number 1. And here comes Cliff Johnson to the plate. Johnson's 0 for 2, grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a rare play. 14 on the 38. And that's going to be a strike 1 to him. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Johnson. And he strikes him out. That's Palmer's only second strikeout of the game. So now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Paul Blair. Blair is flown out and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Belanger. Just like the inning started, it ends that way with Belanger throwing over to Murray for out number 3. Yankees go down in order. You got Singleton, Kelly, and Maydew up here in the top of the 8th. Singleton is 1 for 2. He is grounded out, walked, and singled. Let's see if they want to go to somebody else out here. No, they're going to let Singleton bat here against Sparky. And he gets a hold of this one off of Sparky. Where is it going to end up at here in Yankee Stadium? And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. And that'll be a 1-out leadoff double. Singleton's aboard here. And as you can see, the Orioles have struck out 311 times. They've walked 215, hit 94 doubles and 14 triples. The Yankees have struck out 329 times, walked 214, hit 112 doubles and 26 triples. Now the tying runs down at second and nobody out for Pat Kelly. And Kelly's 0 for 2. He has walked, popped up, and struck out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Sparky strikes him out. That's a big out number 1. Lee May comes to the plate now with a runner down at second. And do we want to make a pitching change here? Got all the righties coming up now. And that might be it for Sparky. Might be going the Goose here. Try to end this ball game with a runner down at second. Do they want the Goose to try to get a 2-inning save here? That is the question. 1 out here in the 8th. And that's what they're going to do. The Goose is coming out of the bullpen. Sparky ain't too damn happy. He was the Cy Young last year in '78, getting replaced by the Goose as the closer. But the Goose is coming in the game here with these righties coming up. So the Goose comes in with a runner down at second and 1 out. And May at the plate. This is Goose's 15th appearance. He's 1-0 with 12 saves, yet to give up an earned run. And that's going to be an infield fly. And, sorry, that's going to be a foul ball. Just near the plate, Johnson takes off the mask. In foul territory, makes the catch for out number 2. Now you got Doug the Sensei up. He's 1 for 2. He has struck out, singled, and walked. And that's going to be against the righty. 21 and a 10. And that is going to be a swing and a miss. Goose strikes the Sensei out. And that ends the inning, folks. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. The leadoff double goes nowhere. The Orioles strand 1. To the 8th inning we go. Bottom of the 8th we go. And the bottom part of the order due up here. Bucky's 1 for 2 with a double back in the 5th. And that's going to be a ground ball down to the Sensei. He fires over to Murray for out number 1. And Mickey's up now. He's 1 for 3. Single and came around the score in the first. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Palmer. 2 quick outs here in the 8th. And Willie's up. And Randolph is 2 for 3. Singled and doubled in this game. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Harlow. The Yankees go down 1, 2, 3. To the top of the 9th we go. The bottom part of the order due up here for the Orioles. You got Dempsey, Belanger, and Harlow due up. Dempsey is homered, gave the Orioles their only run back in the 3rd. And this time that's a ground ball down the 2nd. Willie's up with it, fires over to Chambliss for out number 1. And let's see if they're going to pitch hit here for Belanger. And Garcia's going to come off the bench here. Pitch hit for Belanger. And he'll stay in the game and play short if they tie it up or take the lead. Garcia's batting 200 on the year with a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Nettles. He fires across the diamond to Chambliss for out number 2. And the Orioles are down to their last out here. And Larry Harlow's up. Larry is 0 for 4. He is struck out, popped up and grounded out twice. And that's going to be a rare play. 64 and a 40. And that's going to be hit down to first base. Chambliss is down there. And a 33 and a 4. Let's see what that is. A 33 and a 4. That'll be fielding column 1. Nice play by Chambliss. He scoops it up, tosses it over to Goose, and that is your ball game, folks. Nice pitching job by the Gems, but Beattie gets the win. Take a look here at this box score. Expected a good pitching game and actually got it. Jim Palmer on the losing end of a tough game. Jim Beattie out and pitches him, and the bullpen comes in and does their job. The Yankees 2 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The Orioles 1 run, 6 hits and no errors. You had Singleton going 2 for 3, but the big hit for the Orioles was the Dempsey homer. The Orioles were 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position, left 9 men on base. And you had the Willie Randolph going 2 for 4. And the big hit for the Yankees was the Spencer homer. The Yankees were only 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They only left 3 men on base. Jim Palmer, the hard luck loser, goes to 4 and 8. Goes 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, no walks, struck out 2, and gave up the homer to Spencer. And the other Jim, Beattie, goes to 5 and 1, 6 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, walked 5, struck out 7, gave up the home run to the Dempsey. Sparky comes in, pitches an inning, gives up 2 hits and a strikeout. The Goose comes in, gets his 13th save, 1 2/3 with a strikeout. And since it's only American League games here in June, so we'll play the rest of June 1st out. We got the Brewers playing the Tigers in Detroit City. And the Brewers shut the Tigers out. 6 runs, 15 hits, and no errors. And the Tigers, no runs, 6 hits, and no errors. We got the Mariners traveling to Kansas City. Let's see what happens here in Missouri. And Kansas City, 7 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error. Seattle, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. And the last game here on the first is the Twins going to Texas to take on the Rangers. And the Rangers beat up on the Twins with 8 runs, 14 hits, and an error. The Twins and 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. Take a look now at the standings and the leaderboard in the American League after June 1st. The Yankees are now 7.5 games up on the Red Sox. Tigers 8 games back. The Brewers 9.5. The Jays 12.5. The Orioles and the Indians 18 games back. And out west, you got the Twins are a game and a half up on the White Sox. The Oakland A's 3.5. KC's 4.5. The Rangers 5. Angels 7. And the Seattle Mariners on a 5-game losing streak are 13.5 games back. Jim Rice is leading the American League with a .358 average. Reggie with 18 homers. And Rice with his 46 RBIs. You got the Gator Ron Guidry with a .9 ERA. And you got 3 pitchers now with 8 wins. Figueroa, Sorensen, and Wood. And Goose just increased his lead with saves to 13. And Jim Rice is leading in MVP, and Ed Figueroa is leading in the Cy Young. I want to thank Doug Hunt, Legend Sports Universe. Check out his great channel. Carlos and Aaron Reed. Check out Aaron's great channel. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. And hit that like button and leave a comment. The next game we'll probably do on this channel, we're probably going to go back to the bats. So let's take a look at what the next game will be. It might be these Orioles again in the Bats League, if I remember correctly. Let's take a look here. Oh, you're welcome, Doug. Thank you, bud. Let's take a look here in the Bats League and see what the next game on the channel will probably be. So it's, I think the last game we did on the channel, let's look here, was a National League game. I like doing an American League and National League game, rotating them. So I think, like I say, I think it's going to be, yeah, the last game we did was the Pirates game. So let's see here. No American League games. There you got Cardinals. Oh, yeah, you do. No, you don't. That's already been played. All the American League games been played on the 4th. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Cleveland Indians going to Baltimore in the Bats League. Let's see how many game series that is. That's a 1, 2. Just a 2-game series between those two. So that's probably what's coming up next on the channel, folks. Until next time, you all have a great day and take care.